We should be live.
Where you at? Shamika Michelle? Hello, 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 Naked Nation, and welcome to Naked Girls TV, where we are riding high, top back, celebrating our Naked Girls birthday anniversary is going down in our town. You have tapped in, turned on, and tuned into Sundays with Shamika Michelle, starring the most naked girl in the world herself, Shamika Michelle, the mother, the artist, the activist, the singer, songwriter, and creator of Naked Girls, here to give us the scoop tonight and help us get naked, stay naked, and keep it naked. The subject is our camera phones, the fall of the black race. We're gonna let you get your drinks, wind down, get in your pajamas, get a comfortable spot on the couch. We're gonna tap into the Naked Girls album and listen to their hottest single, rocking the world right now, entitled I Am Better Than Your Black Ass. And when we come right back, we'll have Shamika Michelle keeping it naked. Stay tuned.
Hey Penny. Hey Professor. Hey Eric. Hey my Chrissy, you ready? I'm outside.
I'm ready. You know I ain't giving to be my feet. They put no weed together before I be
I'm beautiful, I'm so fine, so green. I'm better than you, it's my life, I call the shots. I can do whatever I want. I'm doing my own thing. I'm better than you, set the rules to my own game. I'm better than you, They say that I am conceited. Well, I must admit, I think I'm shit. They say that I talk too loud, but when I rock the crowd, sit your black ass down. Tell 'em, girl. I can't, I do. I wake up just
Mama me!
I can't.
Can we get a little lip sync?
I'll see the
Pick you apart and roll with it.
and I'm beautiful, I'm so fine, so green. I'm better than you, it's my life, I call the shots. I can do whatever I want. I'm doing my own thing. I'm better than you, set the rules to my own game. I'm better than you, see, I grew up thinking I want shit. Now motherfuckers can't fuck with this. See, I ain't trying to say I'm better than you. I'm just listening to the mirror, mirror on the wall. Mama really had to build my self-esteem to love myself. Now I believe that confidence is what I want. 'Cause I can do whatever I want. She looked me in the mirror, ooh, I started looking back. I didn't like her skin was too black. Mama said the black, the better, the sweeter juice. The berry, the light, they have no use. When I lost my man, I lost everything, y'all. Thought I was sure. Yeah, lifted and it was beautiful. I'm so fine, so green. I'm better than you, it's my life, I call the shots. I can do whatever I want. I'm doing my own thing. I'm better than you, set the rules to my own game. I'm better than you, listening to the mirror, mirror on the wall. And see, my mirror tells me I don't need all that. All them fake nails and fake hair, fake eyelashes. Come on, y'all. I was born great. I ain't trying to do all that fake mess. Not today.
And we're back with the most naked girl in the world, Shamika Michelle, the creator of Naked Girls. It is her birthday. It is her business birthday anniversary. Her mother is here. We got the whole family in Naked Nation. So if you got a drink, put it up. Clank, clank, bang, bang. Toast, toast.
Toast, toast.
And let's get into it with Shamika Michelle, because it's Sunday.
I'm drinking water because Friday I had tequila smoothies. Friday night I had lemon martinis. Last night I had beer. I was working my way down. Now I'm at water. We have been celebrating because Naked Girls is 4 years old. 4 years ago, yesterday, we launched the blog, which was like our official I'm coming out type of thing. This is my mama. Isn't she pretty with her sister locks? This is all my mama's hair, y'all. This is no weave over here in our household. Anyway, she was here, so I just had her to hop on camera. You staying or you leaving?
No, I'm leaving.
Okay. So anyway, before we get into the show today, I am pleading with everyone. I know 2 people personally, and there have been like deaths all around, stemming from people not taking care of themselves. The 2 people that I know were overweight, but we know that us as people, we don't take care of ourselves the way that we should. So I'm saying you only have one you only have one life. I know some of y'all believe in cloning, but ain't nobody getting ready to clone your little basic ass. So make sure you are taking care of the one body that you have been given. It is very, very important. I know for myself, I am small, but I have days that I don't exercise, or I may not eat right, or I'll just feel like, okay, I can tell my little vitamins and minerals or whatever in my body is off. I am pleading with y'all to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you are no good to anyone else. And so that is my plea for the Naked Nation on today. Again, it's our anniversary. Do you know what today is? Oh, it was yesterday, but it's our anniversary. I want to know, this is a conversation that Javon has had. Javon is my best friend, and he's been saying this for years, and we are seeing more and more of it. On Friday, we talked about Tyrese and how we're trying to figure out, is Tyrese having a meltdown? Is this just him sharing his life? What in the world is going on? So the question for today is, are camera phones the fault of the black race? Because every time we turn around, we're seeing some foolishness online that I don't think when we were younger, I didn't have to constantly see that type of stuff. Like, I wasn't constantly, fights weren't constantly in my face. Now, if your kids are online, or even for just us as adults, we're constantly seeing fights. We're constantly seeing people going in restaurants, cursing people out. We're constantly seeing sexual things. We're constantly seeing meltdowns online. And, you know, if we are seeing this within our own community, what are other races, what are they thinking when they look at us? Like, this is the representation that they get to see of black people. So they don't get to see as much positivity. Like, we know we have it. We know it exists. We know that we have positive shows within the black community. But what is being given the most light is the bullshit. That's what we're seeing the most. We're constantly seeing fights. World Star Hip Hop is the breeding ground for bullshit. That's what we see. So when other races or groups of people think about black Americans, they are seeing bullshit because we are constantly filming everything on our phone and posting it to social media. Like, everything. I don't know what's going on with Tyrese, but I think it was yesterday morning, he posted he posted a prescription drug and said that his psychiatrist had put him on this medication and it caused him to have, I don't know, a psychiatric reaction or whatever, and this is what was going on with him. And maybe he did it because he thought he was helping, but it's like, it's really looking like he's melting down right in front of our very eyes with everything that has happened in the last week or two with him and his post. And you know, I just think sometimes we could afford to put our camera down. Do you got something for me, Sonya?
I do.
Okay.
I
Is that a super chat?
Yes. From Bare Naked Man, and also a member of Naked Nation, Rodney, and Naked Girl, Trinae.
Thank you, Trinae. Thank you, Rodney. Comments?
Yes, pardon me. So we have a comment. A viewer states that a major part of the it is a major part of the problem because now propaganda is not needed to push the stereotype. It's in real time. People sharing that shit makes it even worse.
Right. Right, so we can't even like blame the media. Like we used to could say, like the viewer just said, we don't even need them to push propaganda. Like it used to be that they were just constantly feeding us or trying to feed us stuff. Now it's us feeding each other with BS. It's us loading the internet with crap. It's us uploading fights. It's us uploading sexual acts. It's us uploading this stuff, and we're doing it to ourselves. And it's like they can sit back and say, whoo, let me take a break, because they are doing it to them damn selves. Like they're doing it to themselves. And so who is to blame? How do we fix it? What do we do? For one, we've been asking people to stop sharing a bunch of BS. When those fights come across your screen, now mind you, I am at this current time banned from Facebook because of my reply to Trick Daddy when he said black women were going to be useless. I responded to him, yet there have been times when I have signed on to Facebook and it will say this video is recommended for you, and it is a fight of black women in the street pulling each other's hair off, pulling each other's clothes off, but yet and still Facebook is promoting this video saying it's recommended for you. Why is it recommended for me? Because you know I'm one of these people that I don't like this, or you want to get me worked up, do a video so you can ban me when it's positivity that I'm trying to spread to the people. Why would this video be recommended? Why isn't this video pulled off of Facebook? Why isn't the person that posted it in Facebook jail? How are videos like this being recommended? Why is that okay with us? And then, you know, I'll say something like Father's Day is for fathers, and then black people will get mad and report me, and I'll get banned for saying Father's Day is for fathers, trying to teach mothers how to put their ego aside and have a relationship with the father in the benefit of the child. I'll get banned for that, yet and still we are cool with signing into a platform every day that's recommending bullshit to our community, to our people, to our kids. Sonya, what do you have?
I have a viewer that agrees with you 100%. The comment is true, ... We are our own worst enemies. I keep negative nonsense on my page.
Right. And it's, you know, it's, and we find it funny, but it's not funny, and it's serious when, okay, we see, if we're being fed this, we know that it's coming across the timelines of, let's say, white people. Let's say white supremacists. Let's say white supremacist police officers that already feel like black males are aggressive, but constantly what's coming across their timeline is what? Black males fighting, black males walking around with their pants sagging, black males walking around on some bullshit. So then why you know, we're surprised when the first thing they do is pull out their gun to shoot them down in the streets. But they have this stereotype of what a black man is. So they're not seeing or concerned with the black man that was just out trying to buy a pack of cigarettes that was going home to his wife and kids. Or the young person that was on their way to college that just happened to be dressed a certain way, or, you know, is playing a certain type of music. They're seeing this and it's being programmed in their heads, and this is why they respond to us with such negativity, because we're allowing this to be what represents us. All from, yes ma'am.
Whenever you're ready.
Go ahead.
Viewers are chiming in. They agree with you. The powers that be have been waiting for this. Coming from our YouTube Naked Nation and on our Facebook Naked Nation, the question was posed, hypothetically sounds like, or rhetorically really, maybe Facebook is really funded by this propaganda that we discussed.
And that it could be very well true, because we see a lot of BS on Facebook. And it's funny because, you know, some of these people that feel like they are doing such a great work in the black community, a lot of times they're not doing shit, and their Facebook pages remain intact. They're never banned. Everything is cool and on the up and up. I would say if you think you are doing a great work, check to see if you've been banned or in jail from Facebook, because I personally think Facebook leaves up a lot of BS. A lot of BS, and people that are really trying to do something are constantly banned or in Facebook jail, while all of this other BS just goes unnoticed, undetected, unchecked, whatever. And people get upset with us, considering this is the Naked Girls 4th anniversary. People get upset with us because we're constantly coming at BS. We're constantly coming at women that are materialistic. We're constantly coming at women that feel like they have to have 4 packs of somebody else's hair down to the middle of their knees. We're constantly coming at people that feel like they can't walk out of the house without 2 pounds of makeup. But we're saying, we're sick of seeing this on TV. You have shows like Love and Hip Hop that are exploding, and it's all over the airwaves, and people like me, which we say are regular women, I'm tired of the Nicki Minaj's being the representation of me. Nicki Minaj is not a representation of Shamika Michelle. She's not. Shamika Michelle is not going to walk around with a whole bunch of hair to my knees. I'm not going to walk around in a whole bunch of makeup. I'm going to esteem black men. I'm going to celebrate black men. I'm going to celebrate black women. I celebrate people in general. But I'm not going to be that person that says, you got to buy me a pair of red bottoms before I give you respect. That's just not who I am. I don't give a shit about red bottoms. I have clothes in my closet from high school. Let me pat myself on the back that I haven't gotten all fat and out of shape since high school. But I have clothes from high school that I still wear. I don't have to have the latest fashion or the latest shoes to make me feel like I'm somebody. And that's what we're doing. We're teaching our kids that they aren't shit just the way they are. So people wonder why are y'all always talking against this? Because our kids need to know that they don't have to have all of those things to be somebody. That's why people are shooting each other over Jordans. That's why people are killing themselves over Michael Kors and all of this foolishness, because they don't know who they are. They don't value themselves without all of this material things, and so they are walking around lost and defeated because they don't love themselves exactly the way they are. You don't need all of that to be somebody. And I'm sick of that type of stuff being the representation of black people globally across the world. I don't want to be seen as that. I don't want to go to another country and they expect me to act belligerent and not know how to have a conversation. I don't want them to, I wouldn't want to go to another country and they expect me to be materialistic. I don't want to go to another country and they feel like they're not going to be able to get along with me. because I'm going to be difficult, or go to another country and somebody feel like they can roll up on me with a few coins, as they say, in their bag, and I can be bought with coins. What you got,
Chang-a-lang. We have a viewer, a bare naked man on our YouTube, Naked Nation, that agrees with you again, saying that those crazy ass videos actually aids in other people showing no sympathy for when black people get killed in the street.
Right. It definitely aids in, because this is the thing. If you think, okay, all black people are ratchet, that's the word we love to use. If you think all black people are ratchet, all black people are aggressive, all black people are rude, all black people don't know how to talk, when you see one that's lying dead in the street for no reason, you don't have compassion for that person, because the thing that you think is, oh, that motherfucker got what he deserved. That's what you think. That's what these people in these other races are thinking. They have no connection with us because of what they are seeing in the media. They have no connection with us. So they don't care when we are saying, hey, they were shot unfairly. Hey, you just let that person off the hook without being penalized for killing us. Hey, you just killed the mom in her jail cell. Hey, you just rolled up on a woman and her child and shot them for no. They have no connection, because what we are allowing them to see that represents us is BS. And it is time for us to start speaking up and speaking out and saying, she don't represent me. He don't represent me. That right there is foolishness. I believe that's some bull crap. That's why I'm going to always call out women that don't let their kids see their father because they are emotionally attached and haven't, grown from the situation, and they're trying to use the child for a pawn. I believe that's some bull crap. If that man is not physically harmful or a threat to that child, I feel like they should be allowed to be in that child's life. So I'm not going to celebrate women that's on some BS. So people can stop saying, do you have to keep saying that about women? Yes, I do. Because I'm tired of those type of women walking around being the loudest, being the most outspoken, being the ones that's all on television, being the ones that people see as a representation. Yes, I'm going to keep talking about her and speaking out against her, because I don't think that's right. What's right is to grow up and to be able to get along, men and women. You got along when y'all was laying in the bed with your legs spread open. How come you can't get along enough to raise a child? I don't understand that. All of a sudden you hate each other, but you ain't hate each other when he was hitting it from the back. You was liking him then. You ain't had no problem then. He was all up in your guts, but now he can't even see his child. Something wrong with that. Something is very, very wrong with that. Yes, ma'am.
You are absolutely right on that note, Miss Shamika Michelle. A viewer from our Facebook Nation says half of us don't even have life insurance or a retirement plan, but we have bags and shoes and things of that nature.
Bags and shoes and clothes galore, but you are so right. Won't have life insurance, and life insurance is not expensive. Life insurance, for the most part, I believe, is cheaper than a cell phone bill every month.
You're right.
Life insurance is not expensive. I pay life insurance for myself and my 3 children, and I know for a fact, I have a business account. I have several lines on my account, so my cell phone bill may be different from others, but I know for a fact, for myself and my 3 kids, life insurance is less than what I pay a month for my cell phone bill. Those are the important things. Y'all sit here, you die untimely deaths or whatever, and then you gotta sell fish and chicken in order to be able to bury the person. But then you're burying the person in the best clothes, or you go to the person's house and they got 50 pair of Jordans but didn't have no life insurance. So I don't understand. They got 50 pair of Jordans, but you out on the corner selling fish dinners in order to bury them. It's foolishness, it's ridiculousness, and it shows that we have our priorities as a people all screwed up. We don't have college funds for our kids. We don't have anything in place. And then we walk around thinking we the shit. We walk around thinking that we got it going on. We walk around with our nose turned up to people because we feel like they don't have what we have. But really, in actuality, a lot of them just don't have that material stuff on the outside, but they have way more than you have because they have investments, because they have insurance, because they have their shit together. They have money in the bank, but your money is in your red bottoms. Yes, ma'am.
Naked Girls Texas says thank you for this wisdom that you are dropping on the naked line and the naked nook tonight on this naked night. She says it's like our race once we break up, and this is going back to the relationship between men and women that have kids. We do not understand how to be adults anymore.
But they was adults when they was doing the darn thing, as they say. They were adults. Why don't we like to handle our business? This goes back to me talking about taking care of yourself physically, your physical body. Why don't we like to handle our business? Why don't we like to make sure that we are okay? Spiritually, financially, health, emotionally. Why don't we do that? We feel like a Michael Kors bag will fix everything about our life. You damn near bipolar, emotional as hell, can't have one steady relationship. And I'm not talking about between man and woman. I'm talking about you got a unhealthy relationship with your parents, with your siblings, with your friends, with a spouse. You can't have anything. You don't know how to connect with anybody, but you think you the shit because you walking around here with a designer purse. Why don't you care about yourself? Why don't you care about your health? Why don't we care about our emotional well-being? Why don't we care about those things? Why are they so unimportant to us? We sweep everything under the carpet. You know Uncle Boo Boo been molesting little girls in the family for 20 years, but y'all won't do nothing or say anything about that. You'll keep the foolishness up. As long as Uncle Boo Boo is passing out good Christmas gifts, ain't nobody gonna check on Uncle Boo Boo's mental state and see why he keep molesting little girls in the family. And then all these little girls grow up and can't have a decent relationship with somebody because they messed up in the head because you letting Uncle Boo Boo continue to mess people up. Why don't we care? These things are important. Now, I done got away from the camera phone, but these things are important. And we sit back and we see this stuff and we are not saying anything. We're not doing anything. And when it comes to the camera phone and these kids, let me tell you something with this camera phone and these children. The camera phone is making these children not walk away from incidences and events that could get them murdered. They want to be a popular so bad. They want to be liked so bad. They want to have likes and views and so much that they are doing all types of foolishness for the camera. Y'all remember when we was little, when they would be like, I bet you won't knock my mama off my shoulder. I bet you won't knock my mama off my shoulder before you was getting ready to fight. I bet you won't knock my mama off my shoulder. We ain't want to fight. We do everything. I bet you won't cross this line. I bet you won't step on this crack and break my mama back. We ain't want to fight. Now these kids see that somebody is holding up a cell phone, getting ready to film them. They're not backing down because the cell phone makes them feel like, oh, this is gonna be all over the internet. I'll look like a punk all over the internet. If I walk away, I'ma look like a punk. So they're going above and beyond because of the camera phone. The camera phone is making little girls at 11 and 12 take off their clothes for little boys. The camera phone. Doing stuff that you wouldn't do. Now at 11 and 12, I wasn't even thinking about a little boy seeing me naked. Now at 11 and 12 years old, they're sending pussy pics and dick pics to each other. Just doing the most. Yes, ma'am.
Bare naked man out in YouTube, Naked Nation, and Nook says they have to fight or be the one fucked up forever in cyberspace.
Exactly. So they feel like they have to move forward with it, because if they don't, they're gonna get picked on. Oh, I look like a punk because I walked away. And then you know what, another thing we're doing for these camera phones, I know people for a fact, their camera phones cost more than the rent they paid to live in a home. They will be living in some bullshit, but make sure they have a camera phone. How do you have an iPhone but you don't have the basic things you need for school? We'll go in debt behind making sure these kids have the best phones. Because if they don't have the best phone, then they mad and they feel like they're going to be picked on in front of their friends. So we'll be paying these ridiculous phone fees every month for these kids to have what they cannot afford to have. We can't afford for them to have these things, but we go out of our way to make sure they have the thing that is getting them in trouble. So you gonna work extra or go without something that this child really needs in order to make sure you can pay for this $700-800 phone that's getting them in trouble. They got $700 and $800 phones that can do a whole bunch of shit, but their grades is fucked up. They're not even using the phone to damn try to go and look at tutorials to have good grades. If you gonna have a $700 or $800 phone, you need to be using that phone for everything that it can do. You failing in English class, you need to be watching YouTube videos on how to put on grammar. You need to be going to websites that's gonna be teaching you, that's gonna be tutoring you. You got a $700 or $800 phone, you shouldn't be failing class. Because you should be able to pick up that phone and go to any website that's going to help you, tutor you, and help you to grow. I'll be doggone if I'm going to pay $700 for a phone and you bringing in bad grades. Why you ain't use that phone to help you? Yes, ma'am.
Viewers said they can't read. The kids.
And that is so true. They can't read. They cannot write. Oh my goodness. I have been in a school and they posted like the work on the wall, and I'm thinking, why in heaven's name would they post that on the wall for people to see? They can't write. I saw a little girl, she put up a post and it said EOGs is Thursday, and Thursday, I don't know what she was trying to spell. I'm thinking, well, I hope it's not the English EOG, because you getting ready to fail that. Why didn't her mama see that?
The village is gone. Too many parents don't want anyone to say nothing to these kids. When we grew up, even the old cooties would tell you to get your life together and get your little ass home.
And that is the truth. There's no sense of community now. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know my neighbors' names. I do not know my neighbors' names. But growing up, I knew everybody on the street. Everybody. I knew Mr. Leon gave dollars for A's. I knew Slick was gonna be out working on his car. I knew Bus Hubbard was gonna be patrolling the street at any time. You better be on point. I knew Mr. Ike was going hunting. I knew that, I mean, we knew our neighbors. I knew I better not kick my ball over in Mr. McAllister's yard or we'll never get it back. We knew the neighbors, and you knew that they had just as much power as your parents. You didn't want to get in trouble with them. There was no talking back to them. There was no being disrespectful to your neighbors. Super chat.
Super chat, Bonnie Riggins.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Oh my gosh. Viewer from Facebook, Naked Nation. The parents are dumb as a bag of rocks because if they weren't, the babies would know how to read and write.
Yeah, it's really sad. It's really, really sad, and we have to do better. We have to do better in teaching these kids right from wrong. You know, and it's hard for us to do because you have parents, people 30 and 40 years old. Some of their Instagram got more ass than a little bit. They don't know how to act with the camera phones. So I know a young person whose brain is not even developed to be able to rationalize between right and wrong. I know they are struggling. If you got people 40 years old still sitting up with their ass on the sink to take a picture for Instagram. I know it got to be hard for the kids because as adults, we don't know how to deal with a cell phone. You sitting here with a pure job working for the man, but you sitting here posting pictures on Instagram of smoking weed and shit. And then you wonder how all of a sudden you get called for the drug test, and then you without a job and you feel like somebody has done you wrong. But you was just sitting here posting and celebrating 420. Why would you do that when you know you work for somebody else? That's dumb as hell. You all on Instagram at 40 years old posting BS. All on social media. I'm fucked up today. Do we really? We got video of you looking like a fool and you know you got a government job. You act, come on. What you got?
True adulting is hard work that some of us rushed into but weren't ready for. Too much low self-esteem.
Too much low self-esteem. We don't know who we are. We don't know who we are. We don't know our value. We don't know how important we are. You can't love yourself if you don't know who you are. If your identity is in things or wrapped up in other people, you are not going to know who you are. And you can't love that person. When you look in the mirror and you can't even see yourself, tell me what's wrong with that. And then you have people that say, I love the skin I'm in. Really? Because I ain't seen the skin you in the coon's age. That ain't even your skin. It's 3 shades lighter than what you really are. That hair is not yours. You got your waist sucked in with something. You tell me how you love yourself when you look in the mirror every day and see somebody else.
Naked Girls Texas says life insurance and investing in a 401k is not expensive. It's actually cheaper than hair weaves and wigs and makeup and purses and bags all put together.
It really is. Because I know it's been years since I bought some MAC lip gloss. So it's probably more than that now. MAC lip gloss was like $20 for a tube of lip gloss. That's just lip gloss. Imagine the people that got to have the foundation, the contouring stuff, the concealer, the eyeshadow, the eyebrow drawn on stuff, the fake lashes. They spending a whole hell of a lot of money. A lot of money. But then won't have life insurance.
And you know, you gotta have the right tools to put on that nice makeup. You gotta have the right brushes. You gotta have the right lighting, track lighting, and you know, the right seat on the right vanity in the right space in that house you really can't afford. You gotta have the right rims and wheels to roll up on the mall with your homegirls to buy the makeup that none of y'all can't afford. And that ties into this last comment, saying that no common sense is basically what we don't have, and we think the man has done them wrong. It's sad. Basically, we expect our children to do better than we are showing them to do. Right,
because we'll say, do what I say, not as I do. But what I have learned, there was a video Sonya posted of my 12-year-old fluffing out her afro. I see the difference between her. She was in kindergarten when I went natural and began to say I wanted to take off the mask and be who I really was. I see the difference in her and my 21-year-old, who to me has the most beautiful hair ever. She don't like it in its natural state.
Okay, with correction, I love my hair in its natural state. It's heat damage and it just doesn't look good.
You're always complaining. It's ugly.
Because
when it be pretty.
But to you, but to me, my curls are not as defined in the front as they are in the back, so it just looks a mess. Therefore,
exactly. Why do you keep putting heat in it then?
Because it's just easier to manage when it's.
How is it easier to manage?
Because when I'm in its natural state, I have to wake up in the morning and spray it and do all this extra stuff. But when my hair is flatter, I can just go to bed and wake up.
But it's damaging it.
Exactly.
So I don't understand.
Convenience is killing your curls, Kayla. That's the point.
So I see a difference in those two in how they feel about themselves in their natural state with their hair. So you can say all day long, do as I say, not as I do. They're gonna do as you do. And when my daughter was little, I was constantly flat ironing her hair, always wanted to be pressed, and I had a relaxer. So I believe that I conditioned her to feel like straight hair was what she should have. Whereas I conditioned the little one to feel like ain't nothing better than that afro and that nappy hair that you have. So kids are always gonna follow your lead. They're not gonna just do what you tell them. They're gonna do what they see. What you got?
Some parents, yes, are too busy trying not to be like their parents that we don't realize the things that work to make a productive member of society.
Right.
So we throw out the baby with the bathwater. We don't keep the good and do away with the bad. If it was bad for us, then we figure whatever our parents did, all of it's gonna be bad for our kids.
Instead of just tweaking what we need to tweak. Like, I feel like I learned a lot from my mom. And there are things that I do differently as a parent that my mother probably is like, oh my God, I would have never let you do that. That I let my kids do. But I feel like I just needed to tweak a little bit her parenting, and I expect my kids to tweak my parenting. My baby girl told me that I messed up a little bit on my older one. So I expect them, when they have kids, to tweak what they feel like I was not good at. Don't just throw out everything, because I know there are some things that I am superb as a parent on. But tweak what you feel like you need to fix. Yes, ma'am.
I just had an aha moment. Okay, so the convenience of straightening the hair for your daughter is killing her curls. And her curls are part of her culture, so to speak, as a natural black woman. Okay, so we throw out the baby with the bathwater, with the rearing of our parents that we didn't like, so because that's convenient. It's convenient to just dump all the bath water versus picking through or tweaking, pulling out what we need. So the convenience of being lazy, basically, or not having the esteem enough of ourselves to say that I can tweak.
Right.
I think there's a level of self-esteem and self-knowledge and love and awareness. I love myself enough to respect and honor and act on those things that are important to me.
Right.
All in all, holistically, the stuff that was good my parents did that I want to hold on to, and also the things, having that confidence that I know better for me and for my kids, even though other people might not agree. Those are my kids. I birthed them. I trust myself to know that I am tapped in and tuned into the source, that I would know what's best for them.
Right.
And that they would esteem themselves, and that I as a parent would esteem them enough that if I do fault them in my parenting ways, fine and dandy, baby, you go do better than me. That's your job. That's why you're here.
Right. So that was very long. I lost her a little bit in there.
The hair, throwing out the baby with the bathwater. The convenience is killing our culture.
Right.
Lazy.
Yes.
Being lazy.
Because honestly, her hair wasn't even hard to manage. If I knew what I know now then, her hair is easier to do than my own. And now I feel like my own hair is so easy. I would have been able to do her hair no problem. But for me back then, not knowing what I know and being used to straight hair, doing her hair killed me. She had so many pictures where it's just up in the puff because I just did not know what I was doing, and it was tough on a sister. It was tough.
It was tough on me too.
It was tough on you too. You be sitting there crying. Well, now I would be able to do it easy, but she don't like the hairstyles that I come up with now. Everything is ugly. But back to these camera phones, we gotta do better, and we gotta teach our kids that it's okay to walk away. It's okay to not want to have the views and likes. If your friend has that phone out and you feel like, that's one of the things I'm so grateful for. It's not even that we're so much better than the kids today. It's just that a lot of things that we did is just only in our mind. There's no video of it. There's no video of me smoking weed in high school, but I was smoking weed in high school. There's no video of me being a stripper, but I was a stripper. There's no video of many of us being promiscuous, but we know we were promiscuous. So what we gotta help these kids to understand, and what we have to do is stop lying. We gotta stop pretending like, we were just so much better than them. Oh, we didn't do that. It's a lot of things that we did. There's just no proof of it. So that's what we have to get naked and be honest. Terry Bell, you got the video? Shut up. So we gotta be honest and say, I understand where you were, but there was no video of this. And you gotta be careful, because when you go to get a job and they go to that internet, your whole life is gonna come up on the screen. So you gotta be careful about that. That camera phone can be useful. We've seen it when it's been useful, but it can be deadly. It can be deadly. So we gotta start having some real conversation with our young people. Some real honest conversation. We gotta stop all of this. I've had conversation with people that say things like, the music that they listen to, our music was great. Stop the lies. Our music was not that great. Snoop Dogg was calling people hoes and bitches back in the early 90s. Stop acting like we had all this great music. OPP told us how to damn mess around with somebody else's man. It wasn't like our music was so fantastic. We need to be honest. We don't like it now because most of us can't dance to it. That's why we have a problem with it. That's why we talk so down about it, because you can't dance to it. You don't understand what they're saying, because a lot of them are on some stuff that we won't own, this whole CERT thing, and we can't understand what they are saying. But stop acting like all we listened to was uplifting music. Half of y'all didn't even like KRS. I know I damn didn't. He was boring as fuck to to me. I like ghetto boys that was talking about killing and robbing and shooting.
And we had Too Short, Lou, Salt and Pepper, Prince.
Yes. We did have a variety of music, but we had a lot of rappers on some BS. Too Short was on some BS now. Him and bitch and all of that.
Yeah.
Come on. Stop it.
All right. So we have a couple
I Get Around was promoting promiscuity. Now, we got to be honest with the kids. That's why a lot of times they don't respect us. And that's why a lot of times they don't listen to us, because they know we lying. You got 4 kids by 3 different baby daddies, but you want to act like you've been a saint your whole life. It's obvious that you was a hoe. All your kids got different baby daddies. Stop that lying.
Viewers agree. They say tell the truth. Tell your kids all the time. I tell my kids all the time, been there and done that. I wrote the manual.
Right. You got to be, and sometimes they'll ask you some hard questions. And it's uncomfortable to talk about. It was very uncomfortable when my daughter asked me, had I ever had a man perform oral sex on me? And then to say, how did it feel? That was very uncomfortable. But I couldn't lie. I couldn't act like I was a virgin and they didn't know. Sometimes you got to have those hard questions and just stop pretending. If you want to have a relationship with your kids, to be able to address them on certain issues, they got to know that you're not trying to pull the wool over their eyes. They got to know that you're willing to be honest. I go to people's funerals now that, pass away. And I'm sitting there like, what? Deacon so-and-so was their daddy? Because they done lied their whole life. Old people got some secrets. Old people act like they just been holy their whole life. Like they ain't never done a thing. What you got?
We got to thank you, Queen. It's about time somebody said it. We got another comment. Cell phones are as deadly as guns. We got a great little rhyme, says no face, no case.
Right.
Back in the day when we wasn't on film. Yeah, if it ain't on camera, then I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly, yeah. Terry Bell.
We need to monitor their phones and stop allowing the phones to be a babysitter.
Right. Yeah, and they don't have any rights. Kids think they have too much right. What you doing in my phone? Do you pay for it? What do you mean? Until you start paying the bill, it's my phone.
2 questions. With 8 minutes left in the show, you want 1 question or both?
2 minutes. Go ahead, give me 2.
All right, 2 questions. If your parents weren't completely fucked up, what's wrong with being like them or similar to them? Question number 1 to a bare naked man on YouTube.
Yeah, you said if they weren't completely. Yeah, I don't think anything is wrong with being like your parents. I learned a lot from my mom. A lot of the things that I do, I learned from my mom. Me being at everything I possibly can with my kids when it comes to games, honor roll ceremonies, parent-teacher conferences, being their biggest advocate is what I learned from my mother. So I feel like, I said it earlier, we can keep things that we learned from our parents and stop throwing out everything, because we do get a lot of good stuff from our parents. There were things that I do differently. I feel like I want to give my kids more of a voice than I feel like I had. But there are things, a lot of good things that I learned from my mom that I definitely do to this day because of what she taught me. What's the second one?
So the next question ties right into that. With you wanting to give your children a voice, this viewer from Facebook poses the question, what to do when they use the honesty against you?
They know better.
And that is the conclusion of it.
I don't know. I think that if you raise your children to respect you, they respect you. And so to date, have not had an issue with one of my kids using that against me or being disrespectful. I tell them all the time that I feel really, really blessed. I have, my oldest daughter is 21 and she is very respectful. Now, she has written some stuff about me in her diary.
Yeah, I was 10 years old.
But she has never disrespected me. So I praise them all the time for just, I'm talking about, they're not going to go in their room and slam their door because they mad at something I said. They're not going to talk back. They've never raised up or bucked up at me. They don't smack their teeth and blow wind. They don't do that. So I'm very grateful for my kids. So I feel like if you raise them right, you don't have to worry about them using it against you. They may come to you with honesty, but if you've given them the tools to be able to have a respectful conversation, then I think they'll have a respectful conversation. But I don't know if it's luck or if I've done a pretty decent job parenting me and their father and our community. But they just aren't. I don't have disrespectful kids. They know better.
And that ties into the last couple of comments.
Yeah.
Yep, the parents are the first teachers. We got a bare naked man that says his kids ask him uncomfortable shit all the time. And we also have a YouTube viewer that says you should be able to have all types of conversations with your children, or the streets will teach them the wrong thing.
Right, I agree. So anyway, I appreciate you all for tuning in. I normally like to end a little bit earlier. My apologies for going like 12 minutes past the time I normally like to cut out. But I am here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Sundays with Shamika Michelle, just discussing everything that we need to talk about. Every Tuesday, on Naked Girls TV on YouTube, Chris Clark is there, Total Woman. Every Monday and Friday, please tune in to Dr. I feel so lost that I'm banned from Facebook. But Dr. O is on every Monday and Friday for Cussing and Cardio on the Naked Girls Facebook page. And every Friday afternoon at 1 p.m., Chris and I are on Facebook and Naked Girls TV for Feedback Friday, where we just discuss anything that's happened during the week and just have a good old homegirl chat. So we appreciate y'all. The album, just to be honest, we had put it on the shelf for a little bit, but we are getting back in the studio to work on that, so we will have that to you soon. Feminism number 5. What does that mean? That means when you desire a man but you don't need his ass to breathe. We are trying to get rid of this whole we don't need a man. We want a man, but we can breathe without one. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but it's late. And oh, don't forget, if you have not purchased my book, Keep It Naked, A Naked Girl's Guide to Live Life Authentically. Normally I have one right beside me, but oh, it's behind you, Sonya. Purchase the book. It's in major bookstores, POD, and on Amazon. Keep It Naked, A Naked Girl's Guide to Live Life Authentically. I talk about everything from relationships and parenting to religion and divorce. Give you some naked nuggets in there to take through life with you. Anyway, I'm out of here. And as always, remember to keep it naked. Peace.
Hey, Twin.
Hey, my Chrissy, you ready? I'm outside.